Explorers have long sought to know rivers from their source to the sea. Over the years, nearly every famous river has been canoed, kayaked, and rafted, from headwaters to delta. John Wesley Powell's legendary descent of the mighty Colorado. Henry Walter Bates and Alfred Russel Wallace in the Amazon. Joseph Conrad's descent of the Congo resulted in the literary classic, Heart of Darkness. All in the name of exploration and discovery. Mexico's Rio Grande de Santiago would be totally different. Aside from being Mexico's most important watershed for agriculture and industry, the Santiago is also one of the most polluted river systems on Earth. Fed from headwaters in the country's central plateau, the Rio Santiago is the longest river that exists entirely within its borders. For a group of river guides, the goal is to float from the source of the river to the sea, 540 kilometers downstream, and along the way, find the river's perspective on what's been done to it and the people along its banks, and to see if it can be done at all. The Santiago hasn't always been polluted, but with the economic boom after World War II, known as the Mexican Miracle, came industry. Today, there are 51,000 direct industry workers toiling for 62 companies, 26 of them American. And with this industry came growing concern about the health of the local population, concerns that most here attribute to pollution.
En el transcurso pues del municipio, el trayecto del río Santiago, el cual trae muchos contaminantes. Esos contaminantes hemos detectado cientos y miles de contaminantes, pero uno de los más importantes tiene que ver con el ácido sulfídrico, que de alguna manera afecta todas las mucosas, desde la nariz hasta los bronquios. Se han incrementado mucho los casos de cáncer, pero también se han incrementado mucho los casos de insuficiencia renal, sobre todo en jóvenes que van de los 10 años a los 20 años.
Ocatlan is just one of many cities, towns, and villages in the shadow of the river. They're aware of the problem lurking in their backyard, but the sense of futility to combat the scourge leaves many with the familiar mantra, Aquí estamos. Here we are.
If you work all day, the rhythm through the night. Work all night, the rhythm through the day. Sell that soul, you'll be burning up bright. Got no soul, that's fine, alright. Work all day, the rhythm through the night. Work all night, the rhythm through the day. Sell that soul, you'll be burning up bright. Got no soul, that's fine, alright. All I've ever known is true.
Está tapado, pues no hay manera de transitar, no hay tránsito.
¿Sabe dónde está la primera compuerta? ¿Está cerrada?
No se puede, definitivamente no se puede pasar en las lanchas, no.
Progress stopped before it even began when we hit our first compuerta, gates that control the river's flow.
Keep the rhythm through the night. Need a little money, keep it working alright.
Instead of flowing out of Lake Chapala where we began, the river had been diverted back into the lake to provide the water supply for Guadalajara, Mexico's second largest city. The river was flowing backwards.
That's fine, alright. Sell that soul, that's fine, alright. All I've ever
Beyond the compuertas, the river was tapado, covered with lirio, an invasive plant from South America. When unchecked, it chokes the river, covering vast areas and leaving no sunlight or oxygen for native plants and animals. This forced us to abandon an impassable stretch and journey to El Salto, the most polluted section of the entire river.
Para nosotros es sumamente injusta el haber perdido esa posibilidad de relacionarnos con lo que está alrededor. El tenerle miedo al agua, tenerle miedo al aire, tenerle miedo a la tierra es muy doloroso, ¿no? Y entonces nuestra gente, siento que los que aún están vivos y que vieron y jugaron río y soñaron río y comieron río, deben tener un dolor muy fuerte, ¿no? De haberlo visto y vivido y abrazado y de pronto no poder acercarse a él. Es como un ser querido, ¿no? Y la relación que se guarda ahora es bastante desafiante, porque al mismo tiempo la juventud los domingos busca, dicen, la cabra tira al monte, y los jóvenes van a tomar cerveza a lo largo del río, ahí en el malecón, y se ponen música y tienen esa necesidad, esa cercanía, cuando por otro lado pasan otros y tienen que forzosamente taparse la nariz para poder pasar. Es como una locura entre esa necesidad de, como un amor patológico ahora por un ser que ya no responde, ¿no?
God, dude. Oh, man,
All the needy still need, and I know all the losers still lose, and all the preachers still preach, and I know they ain't bringing no change.
O cómo protegernos del río cuando la contaminación está tan fuerte. ¿Qué podemos hacer, no?
All these colors will change. I'm not afraid.
Me llamo Graciela González Torres. Vivo aquí en El Salto. Mis padres son de aquí.
You ready to heady out? That's the thing that, like, I think is going to be the hardest for people to understand, is the smell. It's a whole missing piece of the puzzle. Sam, watch out. Watch out. Get out. Oh! Oh, God. I'm so glad we have the rocket bed. Oh, double. Wow.
Pertenezco a la organización que se llama Un Salto de Vida. Pues estamos aquí resistiendo. Y siempre sueño que abajo hay una parte subterránea del río limpia, que hay algo abajo, está limpio, y puedo ver arriba y veo sucio, pero en mí adentro siempre hay algo limpio. Y cuando vienen muchas personas diferentes, siempre sueño que son limpios y que son buenos y que su fuerza viene a darle un aliento a todo este territorio, ¿no? Es más o menos. Gracias que vinieron.
Gracias, sí, muchas gracias. So we've made it about half mile or so downriver, and you can see what we've encountered. That's all dead lirio from upstream that's been piled up.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting down the river. Let's try.
1 kilometer at a time.
Especially like right up over there by the wall, like right before you get to the house. That smell by the creek, that.
Oh yeah,
pretty gross. Yeah.
Walking with Sam when you first stepped in that, you're like, no.
ustedes son observadores, se van a fijar que el río en sí ya no existe. Es un sistema de presas.
Ah, ok, bueno. Sí, entonces, over there. Ah, sí?
And now we're rowing through a reservoir, trying to find our way out. And we didn't get shot yet, so that's good. The guy was actually pretty friendly, gave us some good advice, told us where some stairs are. We might be able to hike our boats out.
¿Qué son? ¿Qué tipo de peces?
Son de estas tilapias.
Tilapia. ¿Y comes o es para vender?
Para las dos cosas.
Ah, ok.
Vendemos y comemos. One, two.
You good?
Yep.
I didn't do it.
We assumed that anything that couldn't be floated could be portaged, taking the boats and equipment around any blockade. But because the dams are so tightly controlled, the exact routes couldn't be scouted. There was no choice other than to figure it out on the spot.
Keep going, keep going. Keep moving. Okay.
Everyone's through.
Woo. Yeah. All right.
Atención a la empresa y su vehículos para acceso en 47. Perseo.
Y es cuando se ocurren los accidentes más graves, pues, porque abren la compuerta y eso ya no. Entonces por ese motivo sí es un poco riesgoso ese de andar la gente ahí por el río, pues.
They weren't afraid of heavy lifting, but humping two 250-pound rafts in the jungle heat contributes a new tension not felt in Idaho.
Because it's gonna be a long. No, dude, I said it's gonna be a long, long day, and I'm saying, why don't we cut off 40 kilometers? Either way, I don't understand why people are angry. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Doesn't work.
The river was beginning to appear inviting, but appearances can be deceiving. The same water that flows here flows out of El Salto, just 60 miles away, where in 2008, Miguel Angel Lopez Rocha, an 8-year-old boy, fell into the water. He died 19 days later. The level of arsenic detected in Miguel's blood was 10 times the fatal dose.
You guys in San Cristobal?
So I just took my mask off for a little bit through that last rapid, and I about threw up when I got through it. Just the smell, it's unbearable. You know, these masks really help. I mean, not only with the fumes and who knows what's in the air, but just the smell in general. I don't know how people live along this stretch of river. It's ridiculous. It just reeks. So good.
best ham and cheese tostada I've ever had. Right here on the Rio Santiago.
Todavía hay pueblos que son como era este pueblo hace 40 años. Lo que ellos hacían, también lo hacían nuestros viejos y luego lo hacían abajo. Y entonces vemos un paralelismo a lo largo de todo el río.
Though intent to camp, along the banks of the river we found towns in which to stay. They were like a time warp, a view of the recent past of some of the upper parts of the river.
I'm feeling pretty good this morning, a little tired. We did 43 kilometers yesterday. We're going for another 43 today, hopefully.
Yeah, these people have it made. They got all the money, everything. They know it all, so they got nothing else to know. Forget it all when they fly back from Mexico. Like the wolves that had it made. They got food for years, mountains for days. Up the mountain, waterfall with the sheep and found.
We're gonna come in, kind of center, miss all those big huge rocks. And there's that rock right in the middle. We're gonna squeeze in between those two. Ideally, we're gonna have our oars in. And as soon as we get between them, start pulling back hard, catch that slack water, and then get around the pour over, and hopefully don't wrap on the wrap rock.
You find me at the dead door. Boy, I gotta warn you. These people, they didn't try. They didn't try. And they lie, and they lie, and they lie. They lie, they still balls are taking shape. Took 10 of them, 10 years, 10 times what it takes. Forget it all, just show all the boring. The hungry men swallowed all within me. So why would we try? We can wait. Just have ourselves a time. Free like the mind, it always waits. For friends to come around. To let you higher still. And slowly fall apart.
I've never done an entire reservoir where I hit the dam and I can't go anymore. We can't go anymore. That's it. We have to take out, go around, and go through such a beautiful canyon this afternoon.
Stoney, our shuttle driver, would always be there on time, every time, and seemingly out of nowhere. He was always happy to see us and ready to go, oblivious to whatever transpired on the river that day.
Pretty much just arrived.
We just rolled down the hill, right?
most amazing canyon I've ever been in. Hands down, other than the smell.
La gente de los pueblos, yo ya les digo, la gente de los pueblos no mató el río. Fueron otros con nombre y apellido que se enriquecieron.
¿Qué pez? ¿Qué tipo de pez es esa? Tilapia.
Ya, son como unos 8 charcos como estos, desde aquí para abajo.
Ah, ok.
Ya sigue la presa.
Bueno, gracias, hermano. Cuídate.
La gente de los pueblos nunca ha visto el brillo de esas ganancias malavidas, pues. El brillo del dinero de ese río subastado.
Estamos buscando a alguien que pueda llevarnos hasta el puente.
¿Hasta el puente?
Sí. ¿Esa es tu lanchita? Sí, estamos buscando a alguien que pueda llevarnos hasta el puente.
¿El puente?
Sí.
Ahí lejos.
Sí, yo sé.
No trajeron todo, puro remo.
Solo puro remo. Empezamos ahí de la presa de Santa Rosa.
¿Desde allá?
Sí, desde ahí, güey, pues.
¿Dónde vendes los peces?
La Maitán.
Ah.
No, de Maitán la mayoría. Ahí en la Maitán le dieron para Santa Rosa, ¿ah?
Sí.
Ahí está el puente, ahí echaron la lancha.
Sí. Sí, sí.
Ahí.
I'm pretty sure I talked to Omar and he said down below San Rafael there's still water, even when there's not water here.
Yeah, there's water. Should make our portage today very interesting. It should make our morning very interesting. I guess let's go put it in and do it, right? I mean, we're still doing it, right?
Yeah, I guess we're just wasting time right now even talking about it.
Let's go. Unbelievable. They were releasing tons of water too. Like, I swear in the afternoon, 2 days ago, they were releasing tons of water.
Right over there, we were expecting 5 times that amount of water.
An actual river?
For you? Or?
Yeah.
We can do it again.
Drag your bed over rock.
What about like dragging the boat over rocks?
Yep.
Very little water.
Well, that's almost another issue with the dams, is the dams are filtering out the water as it goes down, which you don't really think about with dams. But in this case, because it's so polluted at the top of the river, and then it goes through those dams, it's actually filtering it out, so now, by this time, the water is pretty clean.
It's started
going to Santiago Ixcuintla, and then we're going to the ocean after that, 60 kilometers. After that, our first stop though is a represa, which is like a low-head dam. I don't know, there's a lady telling us about how this thing used to be a river and now it's just a system of compuertas and dams and controls from the source to the sea, which is basically what we've seen. And that was our, I don't even know what number of dam portage that was. There's definitely water coming over this entire thing, all the way down to the river.
It would have been a bumpy ride.
Instead, people are driving their cars across. There's a car driving across there right now.
So we're in Santiago Ixcuintla right now. We're taking a rest day because we're super tired from the past 2 days of doing 3 dam portages over a course of 60 kilometers of flat water.
And there's just sheets of rain blowing over us, which actually felt really nice because we'd been soaking in the hot sun all day, sweating.
We're just happy to be here and be in the hotel with some air conditioning for a day, kind of get reorganized, and we're all pretty pumped to go to the ocean.
They've lifted heavy objects, they've carried their weight as far as, you know, just pushing rubber rafts down the river. It's not just getting these boats from the source to the sea. There's a lot of things that happen in between as far as our connections with the river and with the people that live alongside of it.
Es el río Santiago, pues, como quien no conoce, no sé si empieces de Guadalajara, desde allá donde vienen ustedes, y tiene mucho que recorrer todavía aún, todavía falta mucho que recorrer. Aquí también está muy contaminado el río, por lo mismo de las lluvias, porque el lodo mismo de allá arriba cae hacia abajo, y no tiene mucha tendencia, pues. Es un río maravilloso, bonito. Pero pues es que últimamente la gente no lo ha tenido muy bien cuidado, pero a la vez pienso que podemos hacer un cambio por él mismo.
Yeah, I'm hoping at the end everybody can just see the bigger picture of why they're here.
No me he metido tampoco. Sí sé nadar, pero nunca me he metido para allá.
Ah, okay.
¿Por qué?
No sé, es que a mis papás por lo mismo le da miedo que me meta para allá y...
I'm hoping everybody realizes that at the end and they're proud of their accomplishment, at the same time proud of what they've done here for this project.
Yeah, hopefully those boats are still down there when we get back. We're out in the middle of the river underneath a bridge.
We're fine.
So what else do you do while you're cruising around?
Well, I get a chance to write a lot. I get to see lots of Mexico that I think nobody else gets to see. And if I'm really lucky, I get a chance to see Jesus.
Boats are here. We're ecstatic to see the boats this morning. We're putting on for our last 2-day stretch down to the ocean. I think this is the most excited the crew has been in weeks.
Yeah, the whole trip.
Maybe the whole trip.
So stoked. This is it.
Maybe your delivery wasn't the best, I wasn't there, but...
It wasn't, you know it wasn't. When I was 20, no one would have my name wouldn't even have been brought up on the Sea Squad to come on one of these expeditions.
One of my first ones was actually with Sam on a sea kayaking trip, and he brought me on it. I was like the youngest one. I was like 15, 14 years old, and it just sucked. I hated every second of it. But I realized at that point, like I saw Sam, even when he got to the beach, he'd pull up his boat and he'd start making everyone food, and I'd be tired, like passed out on the dirt, and that was a big trip for me. I was like, shit, you gotta work hard. And
yeah, it's just a matter of looking around and seeing what needs to be done and doing it.
Those challenges are the good things. Like if you're not having challenges, you're not growing. And so for me, it's awesome. I can't wait for the next group expedition. It's gonna suck just as bad as this one, but I'm gonna learn just as much. So.
Iguana.
That's just gonna look like white.
You gonna eat it?
Where is it? Oh, there it is.
I'm not gonna eat this.
Why aren't you gonna eat that, Sam?
Is the river contaminated?
You're not gonna eat it?
It's sealed.
Yeah, it is sealed.
You've been in the river too, man.
I haven't been in the river.
As much as I have.
Ankle deep.
Some were reborn, some were simply shaken.
The river came to a T, and we don't know whether to go right or left.
I'm pretty sure.
Which way is the ocean?
Ocean's right.
That way. I think the ocean's over there.
Well, the sun's setting over there. The ocean should be
over
that
there.
way.
Atlantic's over there.
It's over there.
It's over there. The Gulf of Mexico's over there. Navigating rivers is very difficult.
Somos perdidos.
And I hold my side. It's you. It's only lonely time Someone simply shake on free.
This is honestly the most strenuous thing I've ever done. It's like I said, emotionally taxing, physically taxing, and mentally taxing. I thought this idea of expeditionary attitude was really important. Learning that, and just in a general life attitude. You know, one thing, no matter how many times I might argue with Chris, he's an extremely hard worker, and someone I definitely look up to for that. And so hearing him talk about and advising me really that if you can put in that really hard work and show people that you're willing to put in everything you have, you know, I agree exactly with what he said, that it really is going to get you far in life. When we pull into that ocean tomorrow, I'm going to feel a major sense of accomplishment. It's, you know, we did this river. We started 540 kilometers upstream in a dirty, polluted lake, and now we're in the Pacific Ocean. It's going to be, it's going to be hard to describe, really.
The plan is the tents are close to the boats. They're tied to the cooler above the boats. And if the water wakes us up, then we're going to throw everything on the boats and just start floating down.
Get it over with. Let's go to the ocean.
That's going to feel great. Completing something that nobody thought we could do, and that we're finally doing. And giving everybody a hug at the end and being done.
I don't want it to end. I just want to keep rowing.
You don't want it to end?
No, I'm just kidding. I do want it to end.
It's raining. We are on our way to the ocean. This morning as we were packing up, we talked to some fishermen who seemed fairly curious as to what the hell we were doing.
And we're basically in the ocean.
So you can see the pumps they're using to irrigate the water up into the crops. They grow tomatoes up there, bananas, wide variety of stuff, and all that is going home to your dinner plate back home in America and other parts of the world. So this whole issue of the river being contaminated and broken isn't just for the people who live along the river, it's the entire world.
My legs are all buried inside the way. My lips move out all of my words the way.
Dude, no f***ing way. That's it!
The waves!
It's the waves! Holy shit! Woo!
Yeah! Alright, come on. Dude, those are definitely waves.
Those are actually some decent sized waves. Yeah.
That's it!
Dude, island out there. Yeah, still don't know what to think.
Behind you, Rio?
Yeah.
In front?
Japan.
El río nos convocó hacia adentro, nos llamó. Es como y voltear y verlo y decirle, no te rajes, Santiago. Yo siempre que paso voy y siempre le digo, no te rajes, cabrón. Aquí estamos y vamos a seguir y tú sostente, aguanta como nosotros aguantamos.
After 6 weeks on the river, all that remained was an 8-kilometer paddle through the open ocean to our rendezvous with Stony.
Can you say you've seen an ocean? Can you say you've seen the sun? What would you do if it was gone? 'Cause I have seen them all, my love. I have seen them all, my son. And I can see that it's begun. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I'm definitely concerned about gravity. Find out. Let's see.
Take a look out there, my brother. Take a step back if you dare. Tell me, when will you start to care? See that mountain melt to rivers. See that forest turn to sand. Tell me, would you smile when it's gone? When it's gone.
impact the health of this river, the laws will need to become more stringent and the enforcement of them more rigorous. That won't happen when no one knows about the problem. So did we achieve what we intended? Did we float this filthy but beautiful river? Did we change it? Do you know it's there?